Hey folks, I'm Randy.
I'm Tammy.
And this is All About Living. Welcome to the deep woods of North Florida. Alright guys, here we are again. You know, we really do have a lot to talk about, and we always tend to kind of go one way or the other. So we're just going to start talking, and we're just going to see where it goes. Alright, so just hold on, and let's see where we're heading.
We're going to wing it.
We're going to wing it. Okay. This rooster was over here just a minute ago, and I thought I was going to have to kick him because I think he's getting mean. Yeah, my dad had to put his rooster down because it kept attacking him. Every time he went in there to get the eggs out of his chicken coop, the rooster would just lunge at him, you know, and busted a bucket and busted eggs, and my dad got tired of it and he ate them for dinner.
Yep.
Okay, but that's what you do with chickens. Want to get rid of. Well, you know, I mean, that's just the way it is. Yeah, I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah.
But when you live out in the deep woods of North Florida and there's food walking around, you know, that's the best preservation method there is for meat, is the ones that still got the legs on them. Right? Yeah. I mean, you ain't got to worry about freeze drying or canning them guys. You just go get one when you're ready.
Yeah.
But anyway, so, you know, talking about the chickens are out free ranging now. They are. And they are loving it and foraging and going everywhere. And I guess that development came when Roscoe passed a few days ago. He was 13 years old. His lifespan was 12 to 14. He turned 13 on July 4th. And so, well, he passed. And so Tammy is experimenting on letting the chickens out. So far, it's working out pretty good over the last couple, 3 days, right?
Yeah. I let them out in the morning, and then I put them up around 6, 7 o'clock, and that seems to be working. I haven't had any predator issues, but it's only been 3 days. We'll see. We'll see.
And Essie, she don't mind the chickens. She's not bothering them. You know?
No, Essie's not.
Well, if you remember that one video I did when she heard them little ones chirping and shit, she was gonna come over and eat them. She did.
She just wanted to see what was there.
Well, she stuck her head up in there, and that's when we first got her too. She was still multi-feral. Okay, but she ain't feral now. In fact, she's over there whining, wanting me to come over there to see her. Kitty, 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 kitty. If she comes over here, I'll pick her up, but I ain't walking way over there. But she's over there looking at us, doing that meow thing. Oh, goodness. Here she comes. Anyway, so, yeah, oh, God, she's running. But, yeah, in that last video, you know, we talked a little bit about the fear-mongering and the mindset that Tammy had gotten into and what we had done to get ready. And it did kind of gear us up towards coming out here. And yeah, we were ready to go, but we were trying to figure out what we're doing. There's our feral cat. Kitty, kitty, kitty.
Yeah.
So, but we successfully made our transition out here and everything is going great, you know? But what I want to really, I guess, me and Tammy was talking, you know, we both, well, we've been together a long time, 30, you know, almost 37 years, married over 35. Yeah. You go watch our anniversary video. We took a ride into the deep woods of North Florida with our grandkids. And we ended up down there on the Gulf Coast, and if you guys want to see that, you can go watch that video. It's pretty awesome, pretty cool. See? She wants me. What? So, where was I getting at? Oh yeah, yeah. You know, so when we made the move out here, guys, you know, a lot of people, you know, you're coming on, you don't know where to start, where to begin, where to stop. You know, when it comes to people just watching a video for the first time, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, you know, all about living is all about us living our life on our terms. You know, so just, but what I also wanted to interject, and this is where you're going to have a big part in this discussion, honey. Okay, I want you to be prepared. Okay, aren't you prepared? Okay, but both of us had grown up in an environment and in a family environment where you basically had to be a survivor. You know, Tammy grew up on a farm and was raised by her granny in a rural area. And when you say rural, is rural. Okay.
Very rural.
Yeah. In my teen years, I grew up in a small town called, well, go ahead and tell them where you're from. Then I'll tell them where I came up from.
I'm from a little town called Thomasville, Georgia. It is at the very, very bottom of the state, right before you get to Tallahassee in Florida. I mean, it's like right there.
Well, it's on the map now. They can find it.
Yeah, it's on the map. They can find it. And it's grown up a lot, but, you know, 40 years ago.
They got Home Depot and everything.
Yeah, they got a Home Depot and everything. Yeah, but 40 years ago, there wasn't any of that. You had to go to Tallahassee for that stuff. You couldn't, or go up to Colquitt, or, I mean, you had to go somewhere else. It wasn't there. And, you know, we just had a little farm, had chickens and cows and hogs and fields. And
so did you actually work out in the farm field itself?
oh yeah, man, picking peas or butter beans, and you scoot on your butt on a bucket to catch it, to do the butter beans, and stand up and just down the row in the peas.
Yeah, I remember my mom used to take us to, we'd go with one of her girlfriends. Boy, it's amazing how things just pop into your head when you're talking about them, you know. She's scooting on her butt. My mom used to take us when we were younger, because, you know, we had it pretty rough. And we would actually go out to the fields and the farms, you know, and you'd give them like $2, $3, and it was all you could carry. And we'd go out and we'd load up on beans. I remember sitting there
Shelling beans.
Shelling beans. Gosh almighty.
I
can't believe that. I can't believe that just, you know, popped back up my head. I couldn't have been but 3 or 4 years old.
Oh no, I was doing it for a long time.
You know, and you know, but you know, my mom and dad were always geared up towards trying to be self-sufficient in their own way too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, not to go into a lot of detail, but we ended up settling, you know, after all the years of moving around when I was younger, we ended up settling in a small town called Ocklawaha, Florida. And it's probably still Ocklawaha, Florida. All right. But that is coolest little town. There's no room for growth there. Okay.
Right.
There is no room. Because it's all like national forest all the way on the outside, and then you got Lake Weir on the other, so it has nowhere to go. Well, except maybe along the coast of Lake Weir, but I mean, I really don't know what it's all about. And my dad and I had a shop, 76, but let me tell you, the only reason I'm going there is because this little town, if you guys are all old enough, you've heard of Ma Barker and her gang, right? The infamous or famous bank robbers. I mean,
I've heard of them. Yeah.
Have you heard of them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that town is where they were gunned down. And we had a little shop with a bay and a door behind the gas station. And the guy that actually owned the gas station, it was the 76th station. When we first moved in there, he took us across the street and showed us the building that had all the machine gun, the Tommy gun fire, you know, where they took them out. Yeah, isn't that something?
Yeah.
Oh, and you know the funniest thing about that, of course, now this is back in like the 70s, right? 70s?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Late
it had to
70s.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah, mid-late 70s. Anyway, the fire truck was called, the fire truck, now get this, all right, the fire truck was called into action. So the siren started blaring and everything. Guess what came rolling out the garage? Like a 1945 fire truck that did about 35 miles an hour. And it was so funny, and the guy that was showing us the building where the, you know, where they got shot down, he says, watch this is hilarious. As the fire truck was rolling and screaming with sirens, the cars were passing it. He said it happens every time. So anyway, but that was down in, you know, Central Florida, near South of Ocala, you know, so Tammy ended up here. I ended up here after I got out of the service.
Yep.
And I met her, and there you go.
Yep.
There's a lot of story in between there, though.
Yeah.
But it's okay. And we met when we were 23 and 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
23 and 4. And we've been through it all, guys. All of it. Yep. So, where do we do next? Where are we headed with that one? I got lost.
I don't know. We were supposed to be telling you kind of about our childhood, you know, and how we grew up. And like I said, you know, it was a really small town. It was a really small farm. You know, there wasn't any such thing as prepping, or as far as I know, there wasn't. Granny just, you know, grew up in the Depression, grew up, you know, through World War I, II, Korea, you know, Vietnam. You just had a pantry. That's what you did. You put up all summer so you could eat all winter.
That was just the way of life.
It was the way of life. That was the way of life. I mean, we had a utility room around the whole side of the back of the house, and it was full all the time. It was full. I mean, you wasn't going to Granny's house and going hungry. There was something there.
Yeah, and it ain't like it is today. Today, I think kind of technology has kind of, you know, kind of ruined it.
Yeah, it really has.
You know, I mean, because we didn't have cell phones.
Yeah, no. If you wanted to get a hold of somebody, you had to call somewhere and wait for them to get there.
Yeah, you had to call them on the telephone, and you know, I mean, and it would be a day or 2 days later, and you might get a return phone call. Wasn't none of this texting or emailing or anything like that, and you know, so you know, I mean, everybody just had a way of life. You know, just the only life I knew was right there where I was. I didn't know what was going on over here or over there, you know, but now everybody's getting in everybody's business.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And that's why I kind of like keep to myself, because ain't nothing anybody else out there doing affecting me or helping me. Right?
Right.
Okay.
What else?
But I want you to say something.
Like what?
I don't know. Yeah, but like I said, you know, the way of life that we got out here is just like awesome. It's totally cool, you know, and we live so far away, nobody wants to come see us, and you know, they're so busy with their life running up and down the roads and burning fuel and trying to become successful. And they ain't got time for us.
Yeah, bless their heart.
Yeah, a little 15 or 20 minute ride. No, how long does it take them to get here? Closest one is 20 minutes away.
Yeah, the closest kid is 20 minutes away. The next closest is about 30 minutes away. And they all still live here. I mean, we're all still here. It's just...
I mean, we can call them up on the phone, but then they go, what do you want?
Yeah, what do you want?
Yeah.
Because they know we probably want them to bring us something, because we don't want to drive out.
And once you come build them steps I got to have built. I ain't called them yet.
No.
But anyway, so it's kind of like, yeah. I'm just sitting here looking at all these chickens, and it is cool to see these guys out and about eating all the bugs. You know, if there's one thing I wanted to warn you guys about, if you ever get out into the middle of the deep woods, bugs.
Bugs.
I mean, any kind of bug.
I mean, the cicadas are so loud at night you can't even go to sleep. Well, actually, we're so used to it.
Well, there's crickets too.
We're so used to it, we can't go to sleep if you don't hear them. So
Yeah.
you know, and the tree frogs and the,
Oh,
yeah.
and we got a frog in the house. Every time it freaking rains, he goes off.
he must be like
He's a resident frog.
on top of the fifth wheel on the
He's got-
slide out or something.
I don't
'cause
know,
you
but
can hear him.
anyway,
He is
you
so
can hear him.
loud.
Don't bother me. He eats bugs.
Yep.
You know, and we got lizards out here too.
Yep.
Y'all ever thought about having a pet lizard? You know, I had a pet lizard
I've never
when
had
I
a
was
pet
growing
lizard.
up. But I was just thinking today, I went over there to go work on the traps, and a little lizard,
The
you know,
little
was
skinks.
it was up. You know that little gray platform that we stand on? He was kind of like riding right up alongside there, and all the guys said, "Why don't I want to bother him?"
Yeah, we're not gonna bother him. I never bother him.
You know, I said
They eat
that's my pet
skeeters.
lizard. I
Yeah.
got like, I must have 500 pet lizards, all
Yeah,
within like,
yeah.
you know.
And they all eat skeeters, so
Yeah.
they all get to live.
Oh yeah, skeeters. Yep. So.
Oh my goodness. Banana spiders, don't you dare touch a banana spider. They are good.
Are they?
Oh yeah, they are absolutely
Okay.
good.
Well, I don't bother the spiders. The
Yeah.
only thing I do is maybe get them out of the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really neat seeing all these chickens out here.
Yeah, that's why my head keeps going that way. I keep watching them.
Yeah.
They're so neat.
And we just about got this one load of traps, guys, done that's been holding us back and keeping from getting some things done.
Oh, it's so bad.
But if you remember that very first video I did, you know, I said I didn't care what anybody said about my grass, my yard. I didn't have to mow it. I can't even see over it right
yeah,
now.
no, it's got to get mowed.
Yeah,
okay?
so I'm
But
gonna.
it has rained. Okay, we couldn't.
That's
finish,
another thing. Yeah,
we
it has
couldn't finish-
rained.
We couldn't finish our work. You know, our to get paid work because it's dog days here in Florida or in the deep south. It's dog days, so it rains every afternoon for 2-3 hours, and then the sun comes back out, dries everything back up. You know, and then the next day it starts over. So you only have a window to work. And so it's just slowed us down so bad. And
Oh, but it would rain for
now-
hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
And even if it didn't rain, it was so.
yeah, it was so wet
nasty.
and nasty, and
So
you can't mess with that wire when it's wet because it just makes your hands hurt. You know, or probably because we're old, but it
You ever
makes
been
our hands
swimming
hurt.
and your hands get so wet that they get all wrinkly,
Wrinkly?
and stuff? That's
Yeah,
what happens
that's
when you
what
try to
happens.
work with a wire over there.
It's just terrible. So now the yard needs mowed, the RV needs washed.
Oh, I got it. Oh.
You know, it's
Yeah.
been doing all that rain. We need to pressure wash the.
And I think I'm gonna let you
Shit.
guys see all that stuff get done. Because after I get done with it, I'm gonna be so proud of
Proud,
myself.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna have a nicely mowed, manicured
Manicured, pretty
lawn.
yard.
Yeah, and all that stuff growing on the camper is gonna be gone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, we're gonna be able to get a few things done. We'll spend about 2-3 days doing nothing but yard stuff.
Yard stuff.
Yeah,
And then we're gonna
I'm
spend.
excited.
And then we're gonna spend a day dispatching critters because
Yeah.
it's time. It's
Yeah.
past time, and it needs to get done. And I've emptied the freezer out, and I have the room, and
So we got like,
yeah, well, it needs
how
to
many
happen.
roosters we got?
There's about 6 roosters that need to go, and I have 6 or 8
Rabbits.
rabbits.
So we'll have a little bit of.
Yeah, that'll take all.
Food.
It won't take all day, but it'll take the majority of the day to get that done and get them put away.
It'll be so cool because I want to make some rabbit stew.
Yeah.
I do. I got a venison stew recipe that I make, or that I use, and I actually want to use the, you know, the rabbit meat because rabbit meat's as lean as the deer
it is.
as the deer meat. So I'm kind of hoping that it's going to work out about the same.
It won't work out quite the same. I mean, because these are domesticated rabbits, they're not going to taste wild. I mean, they don't taste wild. They taste more like chicken. I mean, they really do. If you use them chicken recipes, you really can't tell the difference.
Yeah, but it's not a chicken recipe.
No, it's a
deer stew recipe.
Right.
Yeah.
We just have to put lots of bacon fat in
We'll
there.
figure it out. Oh yeah, bacon fat. Yeah, gotta do that.
Yeah.
For sure. So, oh yeah, and I still got to put tie rod. Oh yeah, let me tell you about this. Remember that video I did? How to find a bad tire fast? Yeah. Tammy, well, apparently Tammy didn't watch that video. Okay? She took off out of here in the Jeep, right? She went down the road, and then about 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later. Yeah, I get a call
just got
on the
out
phone.
onto the highway.
She says, I turned around, I'm almost home, I'm sitting on the side of the road, the Jeep's jumping all over the place. So I said, you checked the tires? And she said, well, they all had air in them.
Yeah, they got air in them.
Yeah. So what I do, I get up in the Beast, my red truck. That's what I call the Beast. And so I head over there to where she's at. And I was there like 30 seconds. And I said, this tire's bad.
I said, well, it's got air in it.
It's got air in it. Well, just go slow and go down the side of the road and then come on home. But I wouldn't allow my lady to have to be subjected to the dangers
Yeah, I drove the Beast home.
of being, so I drove out there and then I felt the tire. You know, you feel the tire around it like that to make sure if where's the bubble or anything. And you know, if you're going at a slow speed and you're trying to get somewhere and you don't have a spare, okay, you know, I mean, you really don't have too much of a choice. Yeah. Either that or jack it up and take the tire off. But it was going to take a couple days before we could get a tire for it, so I drove it home. And we did get a tire for it. 50 bucks. No, he charged me $60 this time. Man, I need to call him up on the phone and ask him why he charged me 60 bucks. I just got one like a week ago for the truck and he charged me 50. So
everything's going up, honey. Everything's going up.
I know, but it was just a week.
It don't
and
matter.
I just expected it to be the same.
Trucking went up.
Whatever. Trucking. Yeah. And how much is gas now? I don't even know. I mean,
344, 48.
Something like that.
344, 348.
Right. Oh goodness, guys, it's getting expensive out there. But if you live like you're living in the Great Depression, you know, you may feel some effects or notice some things happening, but it doesn't impact you as much.
Right.
Okay. You know, oh, Tammy was trying to say something. You know, God, there's just so much to share, guys. So much brain farts. Every time we start talking about something, we get a brain fart. At least I do. You had any brain farts? No? No, you just sitting there smiling, being my straight girl. This means yes, this means no. Kitty, kitty, kitty.
She's back.
Yeah.
Camera hog.
She, well, what do you want? Did you feed her?
Yes.
Okay.
Better this morning.
Okay. Yeah, tomorrow, I think the priority for me is, since the traps are going to be done, right? Got to put a set of steps on the side of the camper. Steps.
Yeah,
fell
the
off
steps
side of
fell
the camper.
off.
My 242-pound butt, you know, stood on it and it went crunch.
It never fails. There's
Yeah.
something breaks every other
I knew they
day.
were going to go eventually, but I was going to get as much life out of them things as I could, you know.
Yeah.
And it did come at a bad time.
Yeah.
I didn't have the lumber, but I was visiting my ham radio operator friend that lives, you know, over there.
Over there.
And they had a pile of lumber in their yard.
Yeah.
Well, it was all covered with leaves and it was turning black.
Black.
But it looked like it had some substance to it. Anyway, so I called them back there, and I was going to actually buy it. You know, I called them to buy that.
We offered.
I offered them the money for it, a few dollars. You know, I was hoping, you know, 20 bucks or something like that. You know, maybe 30, 40. But it's probably more like $150 worth of lumber. Anyway, they told me just come get it.
Yeah, they said come get it.
I was cleaning up a pile of mess for them out of their yard is what I was doing. They had no use for it.
And it was nice, pressure treated lumber.
And but I put it in the back of the truck and it was black. It had ants all over it. I got my pressure washer out and I went to town, cleaned it all up, and now I got lumber to build steps. Well, I'm gonna have steps that are gonna be 2x12.
Yeah.
But at least they'll be sturdy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. 2x12 steps, I can live with that.
Yep. And so I'll be building the steps and my...
Come here.
Gosh, kitty, come here. Now, what do you want to come over here and beg me to...
Yeah. You're so fickle.
Anyway, yep, so I got to get the John Deere battery all charged up and get this grass mowed. And we can kind of get back to some sort of a semblance around here. That rain just interferes a lot.
Well, we still got more coming. I mean, dog days is not over, but I think we have a few days here that the AccuWeather says is going to be clear. Okay,
guys. Well, we're going to wrap this one up. And, you know, of course, you know now that we are fan base monetized. And just in case you don't really know what that means, that is we're monetized so our fans can support us.
Yeah. Fan-based monetization.
Fan-based monetization. We ain't getting paid anything from YouTube.
Yeah.
And we probably got another 45,000 minutes to go before we can get passive ad revenue.
Yeah.
Okay? So anyway, when we get to that point, I hope you don't mind the ads. Yeah. So we can generate some kind of...
It takes a long time.
Yeah, it does take a long time. I just hope we can make it, you know, within the year. You know, because it's July. So I was kind of hoping to be done months ago. But, you know, it takes a lot of minutes. It takes a lot of views at 3 and 4 minutes apiece. You know? But we do have the members area. The members area is, you know, it does have some benefits. You get a star. And the star changes color every couple of months the longer you hang around. And your comments, you know, when we start, we don't have a lot of comments to answer all of them right now, but when they start rolling in, hey, we have verification that you are, you know, a fan of the channel.
Right. And
then we can answer the stars.
Right.
Yeah. That makes sense. Instead of all them spammers I'm hearing about out there.
Right.
We don't got no. I've gotten a couple spammers.
Yeah,
I've gotten a couple.
Little.
We're too little, but they put out all these feelers and stuff like that, you know, and put comments on your channel so that they can attract viewers to their channel. Right. I guess.
I don't know how that works.
I don't know how that works. But the members area also. A little bit later on, you know, we'll you know, when we get to be able to do live streams. Right now we can't do live streams. No. You know, we live out in the deep woods of North Florida.
Yeah, there's no internet.
There is no internet.
We use a hotspot on our phone.
Yeah, we use a hotspot on the phone. I use Visible. I got a video on rural internet. And if you want unlimited data on your phone and you don't have it, I pay 30 bucks a month. Yeah. And well, we got two phones. Tammy's phone runs the TV.
Right.
And then my phone runs the computer. And but it's unlimited data. And when they say unlimited, it's unlimited. And it's not throttled like...
It's not throttled.
It's not throttled. There are times when it'll buffer now and then, like when it's cloudy and stuff.
Yeah, when it's really bad weather.
Yeah.
Then it's hard to
and sometimes during the day, like when Verizon's towers are overwhelmed, you know, I would say like in a state of emergency or something like that. I mean, Verizon does have the ability to override the data flow.
Right.
But if you airplane mode and reconnect, it'll fix you.
It usually fixes it
It
right
fixes
up.
it right up. And yeah, I mean, I download all the videos off of it onto YouTube.
But we can't do live streams or anything like that.
No.
It would never work.
No, it takes me, 600-800 megabyte file. It does take me about 3-4 hours to do that. So as soon as we can get internet, if we can muster enough support, maybe for the members area, so that we can afford the monthly expenditure for that. I think that'll probably be the first thing that we do.
Right. It would be. It would be.
Is get the internet so that we could do the live streams and I could download a lot faster.
Yep.
No, not download, upload.
Upload.
We ain't got a problem with download because download speeds, on the phone are extremely faster than the upload speeds.
Right. Right. It's uploading.
It's uploading that's a big.
Putting it out there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what uploading is.
Yeah. That's what I said.
But you knew that?
Yeah.
I thought you didn't know anything about that stuff.
I don't really.
Okay. But yeah, if you want to support our channel, you can join the members area. It's $2.99 a month, which works out to $35.88 a year. Okay. Which and also down below you can also support us if you don't like the YouTube platform for that. I do have a link. I set up a Patreon, and if anything ever does happen on YouTube, our Patreon would still be available for us to upload on. And if you want to become a member of the Patreon, you would still be supporting our channel. All the money that goes to the join membership section does go directly to supporting our channel, with a small percentage of that, like for YouTube, going to YouTube, and Patreon going to Patreon.
Right.
And we got a row of merchandise down there now. Did you guys notice that? Yeah. Yeah, you can buy coffee mug. It says all about living.
An apron.
Well, I gotta get the apron on there.
Oh,
it didn't make it. I gotta get it on there. But if you all remember Tammy's cooking apron, it said, I was meant for someone who welcomes a challenge. Yeah, you can now get a t-shirt and a coffee mug that says, I was meant for someone who welcomes a challenge. And you can get that. And that saying actually has a lot of meaning, for the channel, because, Tammy's cooking apron said that. And that's what we run for months and months and months on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything you'd like to say, dear?
Not really.
Not really?
Woman, a few words.
A woman, yeah. We got a comment. Tammy says I talk too much. And I can't remember her name. I can't remember. I wish I could remember it. But she said, she says, Tammy, she says, I am also a woman of few words. My husband does all the talking. And I don't want to. I want her to jump in whenever she wants to talk. It used to be she wouldn't let me talk. Now, I can't get her to talk.
Okay.
Do I say everything for you?
Yep, pretty much. Pretty much.
Maybe you need to write down what...
It's like a little kid with an older brother or sister, and they do all the talking, so the other one doesn't say anything for a long time. About like us. I mean, we do finish each other's sentences a lot, so
yeah.
I just let him do the whole sentence now, and it works out better.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, y'all have a great day.